It's the Borderland Blitz, sponsored by Southwest University. Thanks for spending your Friday evening with us. I'm Adrian Ochoa, joined as always by Nate Ryan, JC Navarrete. 8 weeks into the high school football season, we're starting to see the contenders separate themselves from the pretenders. Crazy to think, fellas, we just have 3 more weeks of the regular season.
Well, JC's only been here for about 3 weeks himself. So
I've been off a lot this season, so I feel like it's still week 3, but it's not. We're 8 weeks in, and the playoffs are right around the corner.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup. Our game of the week takes us to Burgess High School. What a good one this one was, where the Mustangs were hosting the Andrews Eagles in a big district matchup. Austin was also looking to pick up another win in district in their game against Irvin. And in District 1-6A, an Eastside showdown between the Eastwood Troopers and the Eastlake Falcons. But as always, we'll start with the game of the week. District 1-5A, Division 2, the Andrews Eagles entered the night in first place with a 2-0 district record, but right on their heels are those Burgess Mustangs. They were looking to bounce back after suffering their first district loss of the season against Austin last week. This game also featured the 2 best players in the city, Tavares Jones from Burgess, he's going to Missouri, Jeremiah Cooper for Andrews, headed to Iowa State. So let's go ahead and play this one out.
I think LJ Martin might have something to say about that.
Well, LJ Martin's in the mix as well.
It's East versus Northeast.
Our game of the week here, Burgess High. The site for this one, Andrews quarterback Elias Duncan with the quarterback keeper for the touchdown. That made it 6-0 Andrews. Burgess, though, is going to answer right back. Andrew Rutledge with the handoff to Tavares Jones. There he is. The Missouri commit will take it the distance. Mustangs going to go up 7-6. Burgess would lead 14-6 at the half, and in the third quarter here, Andrews with the handoff to Malcolm Anderson, and he will not be denied. Andrews down 1 at this point, 21-20. Burgess going to answer right back here in the fourth. Our favorite player, too, at least mine, is Sean Street. But the head lettuce right there, they'll give it to him. Mr. Street, welcome to End Zone City. Burgess,
Texas forever, baby.
Burgess extends their lead 28-20. Andrews would get closer, down 28-26 at this point, but check out what happens here. A big mistake by the Mustangs. Rutledge.
Good scoreboard, though.
Jerry Nahara on the shooting assignment for us.
Yeah.
Rutledge gonna get picked off by Anderson, and we're going the other way.
We're out.
The pick six makes it 34-28. Andrews takes the lead, but the Mustangs would quickly respond. Who are you going to go to in this one? Of course, Mr. Jones. Slicing and dicing, he'll take it to the promised land to put the Mustangs back in front, 35-34 at this point. Time winding down, but Andrews still had a chance to make something happen. The quarterback gonna get picked off by Ivan Salas for Burgess. That's gonna put a fork in this one. Final score as close as you can get, 35-34 the final. A good bounce back for those Burgess Mustangs after falling last week to Austin. Let's hear from the Burgess head coach, Coach Rutledge.
You know, it's just a great game back and forth, and it's a little cliche, but you hate for somebody to lose that game. My hat's off to Coach Taylor and the Andrews Eagles. They played a heck of a game, and so do my kids.
What made it happen? Was it defense, offense?
It was everything. I mean, we kept on praising them and saying 4 quarters and don't be happy at halftime, and we just kept fighting and fighting, and we were fortunate to come up with a 1-point victory because that's how close the game was.
I should mention also that Cooper did leave. Jeremiah Cooper left the game in the second quarter with an injury. We wish him a speedy recovery. But what a great game over at Burgess High tonight. Andrews, Burgess, 2 of the best teams in that district.
Well, that goes for Tavares Jones too, because he'd been, having some doubters, some critics all season long. He'd yet to top, I don't think, 100 yards rushing in any game this season, but that's easily the biggest win of his high school career so far. Maybe they can use that as a springboard moving forward.
And 35-34, you can't get any closer than that at all.
Yeah,
literally.
and I'm told that Jeremiah Cooper at the hospital for checking, at least, for concussion-like symptoms. So hopefully he's all right, Coop. He's got a big future ahead of him. Big win, though, for Burgess. What's to tell you, though, that the Austin Panthers beat Burgess last week on the prowl yet again against an Irvin squad still looking for their first win in district. Guys, the weather getting a little chilly for a lot of dudes.
Bring out the Uggs.
Oh, time to plant some facial sod.
We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, we've seen him before, guys. We've seen him before.
Beardage.
From the Austin offensive coordinator. First quarter, Austin already up 14-0. John Canutillo over the middle. Intercepted by Irvin Cortinas. And you rob the bank, you get in the getaway car. Out the other way for the touchdown. Defense into offense. Panthers are up 21-0. Next Austin possession. Irvin, safe to say they're protecting against the run. Yeah, they were not correct. Luis Fernandez wide open, Sebastian Morales all by himself. JC, that was like you at the school dance.
That's right, all by myself.
All by yourself. Touchdown Panthers. The Austin Panther, though, here in the pink shirt, he's seen enough. He's going under the bleachers.
He's out of here.
All I'll say is it's mating season.
You got to make sure you've got somebody checking under the bleachers at all times.
And this was a sweet play, right? Could have been a sweet play nominee.
Woo!
Check out the hurdle
Josh
there
Allen
by Gabriel Lugo over the top betwixt the defender. Unfortunately, Laundry would call it back. There was a block in the back penalty.
Tide Pod.
But if I'm the referees, you're picking the wrong fight right here.
Yeah.
No,
because
you give it to him with that beard.
You just count it at that point. It's cold. Fear the beard to the max. Final
You're
score
already
this
up
was,
like 40-0, yeah.
They won at 41-0. I mean, but this guy still is.
You got to
Making
argue
his
for every
case.
point.
Yeah.
He's got a point to
I
make.
object.
Did we ever see the mascot again?
El Paso High and Bowie, though, the other game. I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't excited to get mascot shots in this one, but
right.
no dice. Couldn't find either the bear or the tiger. Special teams here for Bowie. They're punting to El Paso High. Nick Carrillo returned to sender. Sees a hole and hits it off the punt. Special teams score. And the Tigers are up 35-13. Bowie, though, back the other way and moving. The Bears, they've been known to spring a couple traps here. Backside rollout here, Aaron Ramirez to Jedian Sanchez. It's what we call a first down in the industry there. Bowie would punch it in from 1 yard out on a run and convert the 2-point conversion here. So it's 35-21 in favor of El Paso High. Relatively close, but we've got priorities here in the stands, guys.
Can't blame them. Yeah.
I saw that last night
Yeah.
in Cruces, baseball on the tablet.
Technology, baby.
That's right.
Makes it easy.
Ensuing El Paso possession, Jerry Chairez, the moon ball,
Hit on that throw.
and it's caught by Pablo Gonzalez. Is he going to score, guys?
He's carrying everybody in.
I thought he was getting in.
Almost.
He was getting some push there, but down at the 1 yard line. El Paso High needed to score to make it a
Nice
3-score
snap.
game. Almost coughed it up here as Chairez fumbled, but Aiden Avila pounces on it, and Chairez, you might need to buy Avila some foodage. It's 2 for 4 breakfast sandwiches at the Circle K.
And at Obulas,
nice.
too.
That's right.
Go
El
get
Paso
some
High
Obulas.
kicks the field goal, 3-possession game. Final score in this one, 45-27. JC, see if you can find my apartment.
It's that one right there, the one
That's
with the laundry on the floor. The messy apartment there in downtown El Paso. Ladies, if you ever invite you out there, just make sure to stay out in the patio.
There's
It's
a lot
cleaner,
of laundry
safer.
going on over there, JC.
A lot of laundry
The
to be
view-
done for Nate Ryan. A man who may or may not do laundry. We're not sure of that just yet. Will Heron.
Yeah,
There he
so
is.
checking
He's
on
back.
Will Heron. He was at some big games. Yeah, especially a big showdown in District 168,
That guy
right,
needs
Will?
some laundry of the mind right there.
You took a road trip last week, Will
I
Heron. That's
did.
why you weren't here.
It
You
was
want to talk to
wild.
us about that? How did that go?
I
Red
re-
River Showdown.
I don't want to talk about it, but we'll get into that later. It was unbelievable. Got to see some Central football. Got to see one of the best games ever, but it's all good. Let's take a look here at that old Central football. Nate, I saw your boys, Chris Fowler at the Texas Ferry said, "What's up?" I don't know if you caught that. Let's get to business, though. We had trouble in the East. The 5-1 Eastlake Falcons logging up against Adrian's 3-3 Eastwood Troopers. First things first, let's get the team on the field after the Falcons almost take out their own band.
Oh, no.
They're going to reset.
The band is on the field.
We'll try that one more time.
Push that entry back 5 yards.
Take two. It's
That's
all
how we
good.
do that.
Yeah.
First quarter, Eastwood knocking on the door. Senior quarterback Andrew Martinez rolls out to his right, throws into double coverage, and Esau Uribe makes him pay the toll right before the end of the quarter. Elijah Uribe from the Wildcat calls his own number, throws out the wicked stiff arm, and makes his way to the promised land. Later in the second quarter, the troop was looking to get on the board. Martinez takes a snap, then lays the ball in the hands of Samuel Lopez, who rumbles his way for 6. Eastlake Falcons take it. Whole bunch to a whole little. Looking for that scoreboard.
The sombrero in the
There it
background.
is, 59-41. Falcons flew.
Color themed.
Next up, we had the forever rivalry of the Dogs versus Cats as my Franklin Cougars took on the Socorro Bulldogs out at the sack. First quarter, Franklin with a little trouble in the air, so they decided to hand it off to Miles McQuarter for the results. Cougars up early, 6-0. Next play, Franklin lined up for 2, and who falls for the swinging gate? Oh, yeah, Socorro. Ooh. Cougars leading it. First quarter, 8-0. Now to Socorro, fumble on their next drive. Franklin doing what they do with the ball on the 2-yard line, but quarters again making the Bulldogs pay. It would be a rough one for Socorro as Franklin wins it. I believe it was 51-0. Ouch. One of those days, Socorro. They'll get better. Last time I talked was the Clint Lions stay on the Mountain View Lobos who were wearing pink in honor of breast cancer awareness. Good stuff. These two started hot. Lobos standing on the 50-yard line. Junior Salcedo pulls down the snap, hands it off to Emmitt Smith. Gilbert Gamboa, who takes it to the sideline. He turns on the giddy up, and it's to the land of the sixes. Next drive, and it's Clint's turn to get it going. Senior Isaiah Gonzalez hands it off to Emmitt Smith, who's on boat. Oh, wait, no, that's Dylan Livy playing like Emmitt Smith. Eat, big man, eat. Game tied at 7.
Pizza.
It's a play of the week nominee right there.
I'm telling you, this one was nonstop action. Salcedo with some time sees Robert Villasenor, who has a step. Heck, he's got a lot of steps, and he's going to use them to get to the end zone. That would do it for them as well. Clint, 53-35. Something I did notice out there, it's getting a little bit cold, starting to feel a little bit like November, December-ish. I like it. Also, don't forget to go to the UTEP game tomorrow night to watch the Miners get bowl eligible. $1,000 a touchdown. Think about it. Take it away, boys.
Will, nothing says you back on the blitz like you just making the east side swing out there.
I just make it do what it do.
Considering the fact that you were also, the west side, the east side, the lower valley, upper valley. Will Harris got a helicopter.
He
Come on all sides.
There you go.
The Will Chopper, yeah, for sure. We need to get
the
one.
Will mobile.
I need one.
We missed you, Will. We're glad you're back in one piece after the trip there to Dallas. We'll have to hear all about it later.
No.
JC, take
what
it
happened
away.
on that trip? Well, we'll keep it with District 1-4A, the Fabens Wildcats taking on Riverside. This was going to be a tough test for the Cats. Riverside, one of the best teams in the district. They play for Saul Science every single Friday. That's what they tell me. And that's exactly what they came out here to do. Second half, Ranger QB Angel Munoz off to Jose Guardado. Not from the soccer team there. Scores the touchdown right there. But the Cats looking to come right back at it.
Oh,
You just got mossed, my man.
That is.
What a pass right there. Cats on the move once again. Makes a man miss, following his blocks. And that's just disciplined running. Small dude, big heart. Bigger dreams in the end zone.
It's Derek Navarre.
Derek Navarre, no relation to me, missing a few letters there in the last name. But the punt return here for the Rangers. There's no way he brings this back. Oh, no. Isaac Urrutia. Can he do it? Doesn't run out of gas. The Tesla is pumped. Makes his way to the end zone for that punt return touchdown. Electric vehicles, electric slide. Saul feeling electric tonight.
JC, you've got like 5 cars. Are any of those electric?
None of my vehicles are electric, no. None of them work either. So.
On that punt return.
Emitting gas into that stratosphere.
Unfortunately, yes.
On that punt return, real quick, we want to get the name right. That was Frank Luna, actually, on that punt return.
You know what? It said Urrutia. I apologize for whoever wrote that.
Yeah.
We're going to have to meet after the show. I'm joking. That's my mistake. A beautiful punt return right there by the big man. The Rangers. I mean, when you play for Saul Science, you grow a heart of a lion. It's as simple as that.
Well, plenty more to come here on the Borderland Blitz. Coming up, we're going to be checking in on another clash in District 1-6A. Pebble Hills was paying a visit to Coronado. Also, Canutillo and Ysleta, and also the Parkland Matadors were hosting Horizon tonight. We'll have those games coming up.
We got social media. We'll be with Jefferson.
They were actually on a...
Don't wait and enroll today at Southwest University. We offer more than 20 associate's and bachelor's degrees to start the career of your dreams now. Enroll by November 5th at Southwest University to become a professional in the medical, imaging, or business field. We have flexible schedules and short terms. Transfer your credits today to Southwest University and reach your goal faster. Last day to enroll is November 5th. For more information, visit us at southwestuniversity.edu. Southwest University makes you happen.
Night, Sarah.
Drive safe.
Bye.
Drive safe.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Mommy.
You guys ready?
Sure you got everything?
Drive safe.
We all say it. Chevy can help you do it. The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new peace of mind. Find new roads.
Very well qualified buyers can get interest-free financing for 72 months on select popular SUV models. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Big Bend National Park is a world unto itself.
These are scenics out here you just can't get anywhere else.
A place where stunning natural beauty finds you in between towering canyon walls.
Water's scarce, it's hot, the weather can change dramatically.
Solitude and serenity abound.
It's a long way from nothing, you know. I mean, we got to go 80 miles one way to grocery shop.
Come along with Nate Ryan to Big Bend on the Nature Report, Monday at 10, only on ABC 7.
Didn't even hear that.
So, I guess, yeah, that's actually the America's cheerleaders last night. Sorry, we had some issues with the audio there, but
I believe it
yeah.
said the transcription was, we are, fill in the blank.
America's cheerleaders.
And we watch the
Borderland Blitz. Yeah.
There you go.
Borderland
When
Blitz.
they cheer, they usually have to cheer out the letters.
I know, yeah. Apologies for the audio difficulties on that. Well, let's go ahead and kick it back to District 16A. Over in West El Paso, it was a West Side, East Side showdown between Pebble Hills and Coronado. This one a must-win for Coronado to avoid falling to 1-3 in District, while the Pebble Hills Spartans were looking to go 3-1 in District. So let's go ahead and head to Coronado. First quarter here, Pebble Hills from the 1. Gael Ochoa, no relation there. With the keeper here, stretches over the goal line, loses the ball though, but they say he was already in.
I don't know if he broke the plane.
Spartans up 6-0. They called it. They said they called it. Extra point was no good though. Second quarter, Spartans within striking distance. Again, Ochoa coming right at you, but he was denied entry into end zone city, 1 yard short. So next play, of course, you go for the quarterback
Game
sneak.
of inches, man.
Ochoa right on in. Spartans up 12-0. They failed on a 2-point conversion attempt. Coronado's offense trying to get something going here, and check out this hit. This is what I kind of want to do sometimes at JC. By Dallas Salazar.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
To
That's
JC.
it right there.
Oh,
to
to
JC,
me.
yeah. Forces the fumble there. And it's sometimes we got to keep JC down on the down
I was going
low.
to be an usher in your wedding.
And it's recovered by the Spartans
JC,
there.
you better lock your office.
That's right.
Pebble Hills goes on to win this one.
Lock my cubicle.
Pebble Hills goes on to win this one 35-7. I should mention JC is a Coronado graduate.
Exactly.
So that's why.
Riverside plays for Saul Science. Clearly, Coronado's playing for me. You know, they're just not motivated.
JC, well, you have been very clear about your high school experience. So you were only there for 1 year. How was your high school? What were your favorite part about Coronado?
Extracurricular activities, student council meetings, volunteering, the track team. None of those things are true at all.
Right.
My senior year, I had a lot of outs. I had all the credits I needed to graduate, so I went out there and made some friends and took notes in my notebook. That's basically it. But in District 2, 5A Division 2, it was a battle between
You deliver the news? You anchor the news?
Somehow. The top two teams in the district, the Canutillo Eagles taking on the Ysleta Indians. Both teams entering the game here.
You know who shot this one.
And we've got a Moreno shot there, so the winner takes the first place spot.
Actually, it was Sean Felice.
Eagle QB David Granados. Handoff to LJ Martin there. TD for the Eagles. Granados. Handoff to LJ Martin again right here.
Same result.
Didn't you say he was a really good player, Nate?
Yeah,
like at the beginning.
He's got offers from UNLV,
Yeah.
UTSA, Baylor, K-State. Stud.
I'm pretty sure he's going to go to a good school. Simple as that. LJ Martin looking incredible here. Damian Contreras passing it to Jason Martinez. Down the field. Kid's got a rocket for an arm.
That's why you practice the tip
That's why
drills.
you practice the tip drill there. 13 coming up lucky. And the handoff. Nope, the keeper.
Contreras.
He fooled me. Contreras, that's the name of my brother-in-law. It's the only score there for the Indians. It was a good one. 43-7, Canutillo takes it.
Love this matchup. Horizon and Parkland.
You do love Parkland.
District play.
They're alumni.
Parkland to the air here, over the middle, and it's intercepted by Horizon. That's Angel Cimental in the arms of an Angel. Back the other way.
An angel, baby.
Back for Horizon. This is Jacob Quijas. Splitting the traffic, finding a lane, and just dumping it over the top. Hauled in there by Aaron Gutierrez for 40 yards. Couple plays later, the reigning Sweet Play of the Week winner, Ernie Garcia. He's the dude.
Wants more cupcakes.
He drinks green beverages on the sidelines. It's 13-0 Horizon. Now Horizon back the other way. Quijas. Long, far, complete. Guess who on the other end? He can run, he can also catch. Garcia I love this guy, man. This guy's everywhere. Ernie, Horizon, they needed this win here. Going on the road, making a statement. They had a tough start to the season. They went to Parkland and impressed. But Parkland back the other way. It's Anthony Carrillo to put him on the board. And we've got confetti.
Yeah, confetti, man. We just
I
won
love
the Super
that.
Bowl.
Moreno, I hope.
Is that Moreno?
This was a good one here, though.
This was an ensuing kickoff.
Oh!
Trickeration.
Move
and
it
it's
right
in the
to
hands of
the
Garcia.
side.
Wait, who has the football, folks? Yeah, it's Garcia. Who else? Makes one miss. There's no way this guy can read two sweet plays. House call.
Give that man some cupcakes.
Return to sender. And Moreno is wiping the confetti out of the lens. And the Horizon Scorpions they're finding themselves in business here. Final score in this one. We're going to go ahead and pull it up. 48-28, Horizon, tough start to the season though. They get hot here in district play. That's not a team I want to play in the bi-district round.
No, and not a lot of defense by either side really there.
Absolutely. Remember, Horizon last year in the bi-district round went to Irvin, got the win there. The stove is hot out there with the Scorpions. That's all I'll say.
Shootout.
There was a high morale over there when I was delivering cupcakes.
We're going to get to that in our next segment too, in case you missed it.
Wednesday again.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and cross state lines in New Mexico in District 3-5A. Deming and Santa Teresa met in a district matchup. These are two of the top teams in that district and an important game since it was the start of district play for both squads. So let's go see how this one played out. Santa Teresa with home field advantage. Deming quarterback Tony Aguilar hands off to Fabian Reina, runs it in for the touchdown. Extra point was no good.
That's an assault.
Moving on here, this is Aguilar for the Wildcats coming up. As we'll see the celebration.
Good celebration.
7-0 Deming. You're going to see Aguilar throws it deep to Fabian Reina for the touchdown there. Extra point was no good. Makes it 14-0. Deming, Santa Teresa.
I color corrected this video for the record for
Julian Cobos.
Brianna Paris. Just letting everybody
Santa
know.
Teresa is good for a reason there. Julian Cobos fakes to number 22, Angel Hernandez, but takes it downfield for the touchdown.
Watch out for the head.
Oh, yeah, that happens. That's happened to me a couple of times. Fans in the stands, they get excited, they stand up, block our view. It's all good. Santa Teresa improves to 7-1 overall. They win 30-27. Most importantly for the Desert Warriors, they get their first win in district playoffs, the first game.
How about 7-1 for Santa Teresa? That's incredible.
Absolutely.
And staying in District 3-5A, Mayfield paid a visit to Chaparral, and you see those Trojans all over Chaparral in a shutout tonight, 51-0.
Cathedral and Episcopal, This game is going to be postponed
to next week. Yeah,
next week. But wherever this game is played,
it's in San Antonio.
Game of biblical proportion.
TMI Episcopal is a private school in San Antonio.
Listen, that game's in San Antonio, but I would expect the Irish to.
They travel well.
I would expect them to show up for that one.
They do travel well.
And in Class 3A. We had the Anthony Wildcats paying a visit to Crane.
Big fans of Anthony.
The Crane Golden Cranes. I wonder how long it took to get that name for that school there. 46-6. The final. Anthony falls in that one. It's a district game there. Crane always a very good team.
Alpine all over Tornillo. 48-zip.
I think Riverside beat Alpine like 70-0 last week.
Well,
that's a nice bounce back there for Alpine.
Goes to show good Riverside.
Hopefully Tornillo and Riverside do not play.
I mentioned we were going to be hearing in on social media and like Jeff because they're so active on their social media pages. They're off. They're on a bye.
They are on a bye week, but I have a feeling they still kind of posted something.
You're never on bye, Brianna.
Of course, let's jump into social media now. If you're not already, follow us on Borderland Blitz at Borderland Blitz. And of course, use our hashtag Manny Maldonado. He was very active on our social media today. 53-35 final for the Clint over Lobos. Nice photo there. Manny again, the Lions. Clint here, 53-35 late in the fourth quarter. Finished strong, Lions. We have an ad.
We got an ad, yeah.
Manny Maldonado again. Clint go up 46-27. Lobo with this rushing TD and 2-point conversion late in the third.
That's not our Manny at work. No, that's Manny Esparza.
Yeah. Not our Manny. Again,
Manny. Manny.
It's Homecoming 2021. I'm sorry. Friday Night Lights with the Lions. Clint leading Lobos 38-27. Very active to the end. There we go.
They're updated.
Even on a bye week, right? Bye week
no
for our
off.
Foxes this week.
Wow, la chef entre la bouille.
Battle of the South Side. They have a nice little graphic here.
That's a good one.
Cool.
Who makes your graphics?
I wonder if it's Erica or Albert there in production.
Here,
Good stuff.
Sydney Ponce, proud Panther principal and staff members with
There's
our
that's the Austin Panther.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He's back.
Resurfaced from the bleachers.
Breast cancer awareness at its finest.
Well,
Two
that's another
tired
great
Panthers,
photo.
they're ready to take a nap, just like I am. Very exhausted.
That picture right there makes me wonder what he was doing
Well,
behind the
no,
bleachers.
they're not behind the bleachers, Nate.
Way to
They're
go.
out in the open taking a tiger nap.
Passed out.
Little
I don't
tiger
want to
snooze.
Denise Castro, way to go
We're
Falcons.
journalists here.
Great
We're just
win
putting things
tonight.
together.
And then we have this last one right here, Borderland Blitz. And then if you want to look, you can always find our scores at www.kbi8.com. Of course, we have 43 people watching us live on our live stream. We want to encourage everybody, if you haven't already used our hashtag, use our hashtag. We would love to see some new faces. But back to you guys.
Daniel. Those photographs, fantastic, Brianna. You do a great job, as always, with the social media. Jeff, you didn't keep her busy enough, but we appreciate you for checking in. And Manny, hats off goes to Manny. He tweeted a lot tonight.
Brianna, you're halfway through your first year in the Blitz. How are you enjoying it?
I love
Freshman
it. The
year.
only thing, JC, I did white balance. I
don't know.
swear.
I had to
what?
white balance and post.
I don't believe
Are you
that.
going to games, and when you're shooting games, people are like, oh my gosh, Brianna Perez from the Blitz?
No, I haven't gotten that just yet, but I do have little people, telling me hi
The
here
Blitz,
and there. But
freshman year. Love it.
yeah, I'll get better. guys.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Brianna. Coming up after the break, we're going to check in on that sweep play of the week again, take you back. Ernie Garcia from Horizon winning the honors. We'll show you the play that got it done coming up.
Where were you boys doing freshman?
Is carpal tunnel syndrome handcuffing your life? Neurosurgery at UMC can help. We have the largest group of neurosurgeons in the region, the latest medical advancements, and the knowledge, expertise, and skills to treat even the most complex cases. With our minimally invasive procedure, we can get you back to work and life faster, so you can live pain less. Neurosurgery at UMC.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers can get 2.49% financing on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups and get $1,750 total value on this Silverado Texas edition. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Visit westerntech.edu and enroll today.
Do you know what time that is?
No.
Guess that tune, guys. You know what it is?
JC?
It's got to be by The Weeknd.
No, it's not. It's a classic. It's an old one.
It's
It's
off,
old school.
it's off Drake's new album.
JC is considerably older than me. I'm
Considerably, that's right.
It is 25 or 64, courtesy of Chicago, guys. Chicago.
Wow,
how could you not
surprised you don't know that,
Yeah.
Nate.
Right.
Are you
You
supposed
know
to be
what?
from
You're from Chicago,
What a
Nate.
phony.
How did he not?
That's
Yeah.
right.
How did you not
Phony.
get that,
My
Nate?
mom is a big Chicago fan. I'm from there.
Are you sure?
Strictly in zip code.
You might just be from Illinois.
Is the band Chicago actually from Chicago?
Yes,
I don't think they'd be named Chicago if they weren't from
Just
Chicago.
like the band Boston is from Boston and Kansas is from Kansas.
And we're
There you
starting
go.
a band named El
Yeah.
Paso tonight.
There you go.
Moreno on security detail.
We're
Thursday Night
yeah, there you
Lights
go.
in New Mexico. 2 games tonight here in the Borderland, one in El Paso, the other in Cruces. That was last night. But let's go to the video of last night here. We saw about videos with fans watching baseball vids in the stands. Cody Bellinger there stumbling.
Not the real Cody Bellinger.
Bleachers. 4th down here for Las Cruces High, going up against Centennial. This had big implications in the city of Crosses.
Oh,
halfback pass there
Dirty.
from Eli Ogas to Zake Hawkins. It's 21-7 Las Cruces High. That guy does not care. He's watching the Dodgers game. He's got it on the phonage.
He's in for a fun night.
Back the other way, Las Cruces High School. This is quarterback Dallas Boyd. Circuitous path for the house call. Las Cruces High guys led 41-14 halfway through the third quarter. I was out here shooting this game, and that was the last thing I shot. This was in like the 7th inning. But it was 41-14. Look at the final score. Centennial shocks the world, comes back. Sorry, I was excited. Centennial comes back, shocks the world in New Mexico. They win it by a count of 42-41. Unfortunately, you have any complaints about the highlights, just email me, because I called the fight. I had to get back to work. I didn't have enough hours for it. But
Nate.Ryan@kvia.com.
hit me up. Slide in the DMs.
Well, let's go ahead and head to the SAC, the other game from last night. Two teams were in need of a district win. America's taking on Montwood. In the first quarter, the Trailblazers on the move right here. Quarterback Mark Moore can't find anyone, so just go ahead and call his own number and run, man. Mark, run.
Where's he at?
Mark Moore, welcome to End Zone City. There he is. America's goes up 7-0, still in the first. This time Moore is going to share the wealth. The pass to a wide open Anthony Miranda.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's nothing but green turf in front of him. Anthony Miranda takes it all the way again to End Zone City. Population only him. So, Trailblazers hold on to win in this game, 28-20. The final. I want to mention here, big-time recognition for Chapin quarterback Mason Standerford.
I love this guy.
Chapin had a bye, was on a bye week. He was named the Built For Tough Player of the Week in Class 5A, and this was that game against Horizon last week. Standerford threw for 439 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, also had 2 additional TDs on the ground. Nate, you were at this game. That's one of those touchdowns there.
Do you guys have him in fantasy?
Congrats to Mason again being named Built For Tough Player of the Week.
That kid has a license to carry. He's an absolute slinger. He's fun to watch.
Well, even though Horizon did not win that game, they did end up winning something sweet, though. Our cupcakes, courtesy of Albertsons. Nate did the honors going to present.
Make a bet. Is he wearing shades or not?
Here it was. This was a play that got it done.
JC, what do you think, man?
I think he's wearing shades.
You think I'm going to be wearing shades?
He's going to be wearing shades. Shades and shorts.
Yeah. Well, here's the play. First off, shades of Hall of Famers of future past here. Ernie Garcia looks like he's going out of bounds. He breaks 7 tackles on this touchdown run.
We're good at counting here.
Befuddling the Huskies' defense into the end zone. We saw this guy score 3 touchdowns here tonight.
The green substance.
Sipping.
And Nate, you did your journalistic duty, and you found out about that.
I did.
Right.
That's correct. I did.
Is it kind of like Space Jam? You know, the stuff that Bugs Bunny was drinking?
We'll find out right now. Let's go ahead and roll the presentation there.
I say shades and shorts. Adrian, what do you say?
I already saw it, so I can't do it.
Not often do we get the odds-on favorite as winners of the Sweet Play of the Week, but Week 7, that's exactly the case. We're here at Horizon High School. Scorpions, how are we feeling? We've got Ernie Garcia here. Ernie, I don't know if you think this is pretty cool, but it's cool for me. You've been one of my favorite players in the Borderland here the last couple of years.
What do you want me to say? What was the question?
The question is just, how is this a special moment for you here?
Oh, it's great. I love being here. I love having the guys, doing this for the guys, especially when they get to help me out there and block for me and stuff like that.
You think you're the best running back in the city?
Of course, 100%, yeah.
There we go. And I noticed you, the cameras caught you drinking a suspicious green beverage on the sideline. What's in the secret sauce right there?
It's just Gatorade. Made by the best trainer in El Paso.
By the best trainer in El Paso. Are they any better than the cupcakes that we have right here for Horizon? Look at that. Oh, man.
Fell over like
there
the
you go.
defense. Yeah. Those cupcakes. Don't stand a chance.
Listen, I'll just contact your local city councilor. It's bumpy roads. I drive on Mesa. I better like driving an ATV than
you know what? I was wrong in the bet. You were wearing
you actually
shades
speaking of green beverages, you owe me because you had me wearing shades.
I'll get you a Gatorade. Yeah. That's the green beverage you're talking about, right?
Sure.
Coming up after the break here, we'll take a look at the final scores just in case you missed the top of the show or any of the highlights. We'll run down all the scores for you coming up.
Don't wait and enroll today at Southwest University. We offer more than 20 associate's and bachelor's degrees to start the career of your dreams now. Enroll by November 5th at Southwest University to become a professional in the medical, imaging, or business field. We have flexible schedules and short terms. Transfer your credits today to Southwest University and reach your goal faster. Last day to enroll is November 5th. For more information, visit us at southwestuniversity.edu. Southwest University makes you happen.
Nitro Circus is back for 2021 with the action-packed You Got This tour coming to El Paso Saturday, October 23rd. Top athletes in FMX, skate, BMX, scooter, and more. Are you ready to get this party started? Throwing down huge world's firsts off the biggest ramps in action sports with more crazy contraptions, more insane stunts, more high adrenaline fun than ever before. El Paso, get ready to put your hands in the air. We're coming to Southwest University Park this October 23rd. Get your tickets now at nitrocircus.com.
If you're ready to take the next step in your truck driving career, Arribas Enterprises Transportation is ready for you. As Best of El Paso 2020 award recipients, we're a proud member of our community and offer outstanding opportunities in the transportation industry. We offer unmatched smiles and flexibility and an excellent benefits package that's good for you and your family. To find out more on how we can help you on your next career move, call us or visit us online. Arribas Enterprises Transportation Services, committed to excellence.
I think it's a burner account, and I actually think.
Are we back?
Let's go ahead. Yeah, we are back. Here, let's go ahead and run down the scores for you.
Production.
Our game of the week was as close as you can get. Burgess over Andrews, 35-34. Austin in a shutout over Irvin, 41-0. El Paso gets the win over Bowie, 45-27. Eastlake over the Troopers, 59-41. Franklin in a shutout as well over Socorro, 51-0. And Pebble Hills winners over Coronado, 35-7.
Moving forward, Horizon, you're the Scorpion, 20-point dub over the Park. Canutillo all over Ysleta. Riverside, big time over Fabens. Clint, shootout over Mountain View.
Clint is good.
Cathedral and Episcopal going down in San Antonio.
It's postponed until next week.
What does the TMI stand for?
Too much information.
Boom.
You see. Crane, 46-6 over Anthony.
Alpine all over Tornillo. Santa Teresa getting it done. Actually, no, that's reversed. It looks like Deming getting it done there. We highlighted the wrong team, guys.
Color shades.
Right.
Basically, yeah. Mayfield all over Chaparral. Montwood Americas, close one there, but Americas gets it done in Centennial. I want to talk about close. What happened, Nate? Where are the rest of the highlights? 42-41.
Nate feels terrible about
Saturday.
that.
It's a bummer.
Hobbs.
Tomorrow, there you
Playing
go.
a whole mountain at 1 p.m.
Hobbs is also in contention for that district title there as well. Centennial gets them next week, so we'll see how that one plays out over at the Field of Dreams against Oregon Mountain there. So there you go, guys. Any final thoughts before we close out the show?
Shout out to the Austin Panther.
Yes.
My last final thought is the same thought I've had literally all week. It's go to the UTEP game tomorrow. Go to the Sun Bowl. I'm looking for a crowd of 20,000 plus. It's a massive game, not only bowl eligibility, but a win opens the discussion for a potential conference championship.
Exactly.
College football comes around one season a year. Take advantage.
And I've already talked it over. I'm stealing one of the press passes so I can be there for the first quarter. So I will at least put in a couple decibels of my own.
Don't make me look bad, JC.
Well, there you go, guys. We'll all be working.
Best Nate's ever looked.
We'll all be working tomorrow, bringing you the highlights from the UTEP game. For now, we'll see you in week 9 of the Borderland Blitz, sponsored by Southwest University.
Buenas noches. The traffic looking great.